once again, you guys, I am creeping on the mystery palettes. I didn't realize they weren't open, but the door was open, so I just went and the guy was like, it's fine, you can look around. So I was really intrigued by the hard goods palettes. These palettes sell anywhere between 40 to 100 bucks. If you are new, my local Goodwill does these mystery palette auctions. I'm scared to buy a hard goods one, you guys. I feel like I just would need some help. There's heavy stuff in here. If you can't tell, there's bins. I literally saw one that it has a sign, as you can see, that says broken glass. I saw one that had a couple vacuum cleaners in it. I feel like there's a lot of money to be made in these hard good ones. Also, you could totally get a bust because there's broken glass in it, but some of them had suitcases. I can't do it by myself. I'm a pretty strong girl. I'm 5'6". I just don't want to hurt myself. So I've been lucky enough to bring hubby back with me in his huge truck to be able to buy one of the hard goods ones. They didn't have many clothing palettes this day, you guys. A ton of shoes and a ton of hard goods. So it just depends, I guess, on the day you come. If you are new here, this is my 6th mystery palette that I've purchased. I will link the other videos down below if you want to see the clothing palettes that I purchased. But I really did spend some time going through a lot of these shoe palettes. And the first time I came here, you guys, I was like, oh, these shoe palettes are just going to be such a waste of money. There's no way these people are going to make, because some of the shoe palettes sold on the higher end. The most I've ever heard one of these sell for was 100. So I was like, ew, they're not going to get $100 back. I'm being all skeptical. And then as I took time to go through these palettes, this one palette, I saw like 5 pairs of Birkenstocks. Birkenstocks are one of those rare brands that could be tore up from the floor up and people will still pay 50 bucks for it. I don't understand it. It happens. Those red shoes I just showed were Salvatore Ferragamo, and while they are very old, very older style, I could probably get 20 bucks for those, you guys. I've sold very, very old Salvatore Ferragamos for $20 to $30. DKNY boots, these were actually in really good condition. And they were real leather. I thought they weren't, but they actually were. I did look at the tags. So I picked up a shoe palette, you guys. I will spare you me unboxing the whole thing because I feel like that's pretty boring to watch. But stay tuned for the haul. Subscribe if you're interested. If you would have told Nikki 2 years ago, even just 2 years ago, you were buying a mystery palette of used shoes, I would have looked at you like you're crazy. I hated used shoes. I don't like cleaning them. But you know what, you guys? Some of these shoes I don't even really have to clean. Like some of these Nikes I ended up getting. And a lot of the shoes that I'm not keeping, I'm donating to my local women's shelter because they really, really need shoes. Highly recommend if you're looking for a place to donate shoes, check your shelters, your local shelters, you guys. They always need shoes. So I have about 30 pairs that I'm donating to them, but I have some amazing shoes that I got in this palette. I'm talking high end. I'm talking some amazing sneakers. I'm showing you some of the brands here. I didn't know they make a lot of their shoes in Brazil. I still love that store. If you're looking for like affordable, I'm doing air quotes, you can't see me, affordable to mid-range shoe, I'd say they're pretty affordable. I've had some shoes from them that have lasted years, and they're cute shoes, and they are known to like dupe designer shoes. This palette is one that I was thinking of bidding on. This is hats, purses, and something else they had on the sign, but a lot of the purses just going through the top layer. I think it's hats, purses, and like hard goods were not in good shape. Like the leather was literally peeling off as I was picking it up. This palette though was packed to the max. No joke, there's got to be at least 400 to 500 items in here. Unless there's like some really big bulky stuff at the bottom that I can't see, which could be true. But oh, hats, belts, purses, and backpacks. But it randomly had hard goods like helmets and things. So I almost picked this one up. This one actually sold for $60, but I try to be realistic, you guys. If you ever buy stuff like this, try to be realistic with yourself. Do you really want to be spending like 4 to 5 hours processing that because you're by yourself and it's really heavy? Unless you can do it. I had to be real. This one had Brooks. This one had Vans. It had some Asics sneakers. The Brooks, the tread was not in the best condition. Some Echo shoes. Those weren't in the best condition. A ton of children's shoes. So stick around, you guys. Subscribe. I cannot wait to show you all of the shoes I ended up picking up in my palette. It was a great deal. I am addicted to buying these, you guys. I'm at the point now where I'm buying one a week, but I am being very strict with myself. If I don't process, and by process I mean photograph and list everything from the previous week's palette, if I don't get that done, I cannot go and buy another palette next week. So that's the rules I've been sticking to. It's been a great way for me to get a ton of inventory at one time. It is a lot of work. I keep saying that in all of these videos. Please don't think that this is easy and it's just rainbows and sunshine and all fun. It is fun, but it is a lot of work. This is the only clothing palette they had today, which is very interesting because the last 5 times I've come, it's been mostly clothing palettes, but everything else was hard goods and shoes. I was thinking about buying this palette too, along with my shoe palette, but then again, like I said, I had to be realistic with myself. I had to go to work on this day. I didn't have like 5-6 hours to be processing this stuff. It was packed though. This is one of the most packed clothing palettes I've seen. I just didn't have the time for it to process too. And the shoe palette, that one that I actually purchased, they didn't pack like super high, which I actually preferred it that way because it was easier for me to process. You know what I mean? These naturalizers are totally new. And I did end up getting about 15 pairs of new shoes in my palette. Naturalizer, don't sleep on that brand, you guys. Even though you guys may not like the style or whatever, I always say I don't have to like what I sell. They have a following, and Naturalizer can be pretty pricey, so people will go to the secondhand market to pick them up. This one had Keens, but you can see not in the best shape. I mean, that shoe almost had a hole. Be careful with buying like outdoorsy brand shoes, you guys. You do want them to have a lot of life left and be in pretty good condition. Because people are going to be using them to hike, to fish, you know, to walk 20 miles, so they need them in good condition. And a lot of times when I find them at the thrift, they are not because they've been well loved. So just keep that in mind. But anytime I find like Keens, Merrell's, Columbia, like hiking boots, I pick them up that are in good condition because they retail for quite a bit. I told you guys last year I bought my first ever pair of hiking boots from Columbia, and because I have ginormous feet, they were like $200, so they're very expensive. Only reason I bought them new, you guys, is because, like I said, my feet are huge, so I can't find them on the secondhand market, so I had to buy them new. So stay tuned for the haul. I'm going to give you a very realistic view of my storage unit right now, tell you what's been happening in the reselling business, and then I'm going to give you a very realistic view of what's happening in my office because I'm overloaded with inventory and we keep it real on this channel. So let's go to storage and then my office.
Oh, friends, if you are new around here, I feel like I get this place in order and then I get an influx of inventory. It looks a mess again, and then I get it in order. It's like a cycle that goes round and round. But now I've got to get serious. I don't know if I told you guys, NBC is actually coming back to film in here. We were supposed to do it all in one day, but filming just went over with them filming the live sale and then the interview, and then he filmed me doing my full-time job. So it all just kind of took too long. So he's coming back after the Olympics. I guess like most NBC staff is on, what did they call it? It's not an embargo. Basically, they're on lockdown. Like, they're all focused on the Olympics right now. So they're coming back once the Olympics are over to film me in here. And I refuse to have this looking like this on national TV or local TV, wherever this is going. Some of you that are new are probably like, what? NBC, the news station. I try not to repeat it because those of you, the oldies but the goldies, are probably like, girl, we're so tired of you talking about NBC. But NBC, the news station, came to film me. They're doing a series about people that work full-time that have side hustles. And so they came to my home. They filmed me doing a live sale. They filmed me doing my full-time job. And then they asked me questions about, like, why did you start your side hustle? What do you do for full-time work? Blah, blah, blah. and they want footage of me processing liquidation in my storage unit. So the cameraman is going to come here and film all of this, and I cannot. So, operation, get this in order. I have like a week and a half. It's not that bad, you guys. A year ago, when I was about to give birth, if I can find the footage, I'll put it in here. This place looked crazy. I had 3 pallets. I had 2 Nordstrom pallets right here. I had a Skims pallet. And when I say a pallet, I'm not joking. I think it was like 600 pieces of Skims right here. You couldn't even walk back there. So it's been way worse. I don't keep any personal stuff here, you guys. Those beach chairs that you see back there, I'm actually selling. That bike, I'm selling. Like all of this stuff. We have a separate storage unit here just for personal stuff. Talk to your CPA, but if you use this all for work, it can be a write-off. Nonetheless, talk to your CPA. I'm not a CPA. Because storage in Los Angeles is very expensive. I pay about $8.50 for this little storage unit. And some of you might think this is big, but I've checked storage prices around the country, you guys. It's very expensive. Like this same storage unit, even just like 2 hours. No, it wasn't even 2 hours. I was an hour outside of Los Angeles. I was doing a real estate meeting, and I was like, I wonder what storage costs there. This same size, this is a 10 by 40, is literally $400 more affordable. I think it's like $460, $470. So storage is very expensive here. So I try to get the most bang for my buck that I can. And my CPA told me, don't keep anything personal in here so that we can help write all of this off. This is basically like part of my work office, because I come here honestly 6 days a week. 6 days a week I am here. I don't stay here very long unless I'm like right now having to clean and organize. I literally come here. A lot of you have asked this. Do you like print labels here? No, I don't. I need a very aesthetically pleasing place to work, so to list, to photograph. That's why I always say I don't think I would enjoy working in a warehouse or having a warehouse unless I can make like a little office corner and make it look nice with flowers and stuff. I literally get in here, you guys. I get my inventory. I get out. Everything is within a close radius, like the post office is close to here. So my process is I print the labels at home. I bring them here. I grab the inventory. I have all of my packing stuff here, package it up, and then I go to the post office. The post office is literally a mile away from here, and it works really well. It's really not that much of an inconvenience for me because it's all so close, and I actually like not having all of this in my house. If I maybe, had a huge house with a basement, that would be great, but I don't. I live in a very congested, expensive city, so this is the best option for me. And I want to say almost all of my reselling career, you guys, I've had stuff in a storage unit. One time before we had our first child, I did have the inventory in his nursery because we hadn't turned it into a nursery yet. But then once it was getting closer, that was the only time. And in the 15 years I've been doing this, that I've had inventory in my house. And I will say it was really nice. I didn't have half as many items that I do now, but yeah, I just saw a message from the sourcing group. By the way, another reason organizing this has taken so long is that a lot of my free time has gone into the sourcing group. I am in there multiple times a day chatting with you guys. We have about 85 members right now, chatting, posting links, doing reviews. I recently bought, I don't want to call it a pallet. I bought like 150 pieces of Rent the Runway from a company. And I've been reviewing it in the sourcing group. So that's the kind of like benefits that I try to give the group that I don't tell you guys here. I'm trying to make that group give you as much bang for your buck as possible. I just did my first giveaway. So I'm doing monthly giveaways in the group, and I gave away a $50 Poshmark gift card. And it was just random just to say thank you. So I've started doing that. September's giveaway will be $75 gift card. So I'm just adding and growing the group and making a nice little friendly reseller community in there. I love it. I always link it down below. It is paid, you guys, but I think for the value you get, I think it's pretty good. I am biased though. So anyways, That's linked down below, but I'm going to get to work. I like to be transparent with you guys and show you the reality. Like, I got to get this together. So let's go through this. Oops, I almost dropped you guys. These 2 boxes are going to ThredUp. This is a box that I am doing the Consignment Pro, where they take, so they say they take everything you send, but they don't really, because I've sent them boxes of stuff, and they've only rejected like 2 or 3 things, but they have rejected some things. So this is the Consignment Pro, where you pay the higher fee, and supposedly they take everything, and you keep a lot of the commission. But I'm not. Listen, I'm not a ThredUp expert anymore, you guys. They change their stuff so frequently, I can't keep up. This is a box that I'm sending to ThredUp that I should probably take the Goodwill tag off of everything. This is stuff that I am sending to them that I don't want returned. So you can do boxes where they basically keep whatever they decide they don't want to sell. It's a little sketch, in my opinion, because I'm like, are you really recycling it, or are you just going to sell it and not tell me? But whatever. This is stuff that I was going to redonate anyways. Like, this is a Liz Claiborne sweater, some kids' clothing. So this is stuff I was just going to donate. Anything that I'm going to donate, sometimes I'll just send to ThredUp and say, don't return it to me. And if I make some money on it, great.